Okay, I think we are ready to start. Welcome everybody to our webinar session. We are very excited about having you today. We will start soon, but first we will mention some points related to the organization of this session. Your microphone is on mute. We will keep this feature as it is to provide an organized session to avoid background noise and interruptions during the presentation. However, we have a messenger option. In the bottom of the screen, you will see an icon. You can submit written questions by typing them in the question box in your control panel. We would like to have an interactive session and discussion, so please feel free to send your questions. You may send them at any time during the session, and we will collect and address them at the end of this presentation. You will be able to count with the presentation that will be shown during the conference. It will be sent by email on PDF afterwards. Now I would like to introduce our speakers today. Cedric Raffi is the General Manager of Europe, the Middle East and Africa for ShredTech CM Shredders. Cedric holds a master's degree in mechanical engineering and has over 20 years of experience in heavy machinery and international business. After led leadership roles in operations and sales in Asia and South America, he returned to Europe in 2016 as managing director. In 2024, this year, Cedric joined ShredTech and CM Shredders as general manager for the EMEA region. His key objective is to position CM Shredders as a reliable and close long-term partner across Europe, Middle East, and Africa. Lars Lorsen is the sales director for the Asia Pacific region. Lars holds a bachelor's degree in export engineering and has over 20 years of experience in the recycling industry, primarily in international business. He spent 3 years in China and the past 11 years in Thailand, holding leadership positions in sales. In March 2024, Lars joined ShredTech and CM Shredders as sales director. His primary goal is to build a strong organization to drive growth for CM Shredders and establish long-term partnerships with customers across the region. Mario Vasquez. Mario Vasquez is the Sales and Marketing Director at CM Shredders. Mario Vasquez is an experienced executive with over 20 years in sales, marketing, and leadership roles across various industries. As sales and marketing director at CM since 2018, he has been key in redefining the company's strategies, driving expansion into new markets, and increasing its global presence in over 28 countries. Now we would like to briefly introduce about Weibold. About Weibold, the company was founded in 1999. Over the years, Weibold gathered an international team of experts and established a large professional network involving researchers, decision makers, and authorities. In addition, Weibold maintains liaison with numerous industry players, including world's leading innovators. This enables us to receive first-hand information about markets, new products, and innovative technologies in the field of tire recycling and pyrolysis. Also, Weibold issues a free monthly newsletter on the tire recycling and pyrolysis industry, which provides unique takes on the newest developments and trends, such as market updates, product and technology innovations, trade shows also. This newsletter has over 22,000 subscribers worldwide. I think that's all from my side. We hope you enjoy this session. Cedric, please, whenever you want. I have sent the request to unmute you. So once with that, you can start. We still do not hear you. We still do not hear you, Cedric.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I do.
That's fine. All right. Thank you very much. Thank you again, Agostina, for the kind introduction, and thank you for the opportunity given to present the CM Shredder company and the solution to the market. I also wanted to thank the audience for joining this webinar. Hope to enjoy. I want to really keep this session very interactive. So do not hesitate to write down your question, put it in the chat, and myself, as well as Mayu and Lars, my colleagues, we have pleasure to respond to any comments, interrogation you may have at the very end of the session. What we're going to see today, an introduction about CM Shredder as a company, a presentation also of the new global presence we have all over the globe, why our customers are choosing CM Shredder, the different turnkey system we have provided worldwide across the 60 years of experience, and a big focus on the total cost of ownership for a tire recycling plant. First of all, let me introduce CM Shredder. And I think there is nobody better than the CM Shredder team in Sarasota to present the company, the operation, and the vision.
Tires are built not to tear apart, all right? They're really meant to stay together. So it's really hard to shred a tire. And if you can imagine taking a pair of scissors and cutting rubber, it doesn't want to cut. Also, you have to remember there's a bead steel inside the center of the tire and by the rim. You have to also cut through that. So it takes a lot of force to cut a tire.
Every single one of these components has to come together just perfectly because we're dealing with tolerances as thin as a hair. And if they are not perfectly lined up, you can have a big problem.
Everyone wants to put the biggest thing in the shredder, so having electronic limits and overloads and things that will protect the machine itself, protect the motor equipment, trying to conserve power or efficiently use power so they don't have a large service size. Also, our shredders have a knife system that help clean cut the tires. So it makes it really good for feeding systems, but also it's really good for operational costs as you can change them out pretty easily when they're worn.
The fact that you're able to resharpen them, you create such value for the client. You create such a low cost of operation that the client is able to not have to worry about the biggest cost of a shredder, which is the knives.
Sustainability is a big buzzword today. You don't hear much of anything without people saying sustainability. Really, it's about getting the longest use out of the initial product. And then once we have that, create the lowest possible cost of ownership. And then once it goes through its phases, can we rebuild it? Can we reuse it again? That's, I think, true sustainability.
The recycling of tires is a big sustainability aspect of CM shredders. While we aren't actually doing the recycling, we're providing the tools to have these products that usually are discarded or wasted being used in another way.
We have clients that just see a waste product, and it takes that special kind of a person that you just see that and you go, there's got to be something there that we can do with this.
Recycled tires are probably the most recycled product that we have. It even surpasses aluminum cans and plastic bottles. We can mix it with coal, wood waste, garbage, and burn it for fuel and energy. And then there's other uses for it. Rubber mulch, if you look at playgrounds, horse arenas, running tracks.
Some of the tiles for homes that we see, so they do roofing shingles, soccer fields, the handles on some of your cars, mats that you see in gyms. The end goal, I think, to any of the clients is creating this full circular economy. So you're able to take in that tire. You're able to have that tire pay for its own equipment to process itself in. And then you're able to create a product that helps that end user, the owner, the business, the entrepreneur, build and make that bigger. it has to be financially feasible for it to work. So finding that way to close that loop, I think it creates the next generation of entrepreneurs. You don't know what those products that they're going to need that we haven't thought of. And I see that being a very exciting part of what we do.
The positive impacts of shredding every day are the reduction of waste. Just initial shredding takes away the majority of the issues. We change their configuration. They can't hold water anymore, and they can be put in a landfill and compacted. That's not really the goal, but that is the initial impact of shredding.
You'd be surprised how many places still need to be cleaned up. We were just installing a machine and they were literally picking up tires from scattered out around the whole area and coming to the shredder and shredding them. And it was a massive area. I mean, lots of tires, just scattered out everywhere. So this is a nice part of it, that they can go through our machines and be put to another use.
My industry of the future is a truly sustainable industry. And I think if we're ever going to get to that we need to think about how we're going to reuse products as we're designing new products. And when we can do that, then we could start using that word in its true context.
Quite inspiring in that regards. And as you can see, CM Shredders as a big commitment to the security of the tire recycling business. In March 2024, the Heiko companies made the acquisition of CM Shredder, which was a time where ShredTech, another company in the recycling business of the Heiko, have joined force together with CM Shredders to offer customers all over the globe an enhanced experience. What is today the commitment of CM Shredder? This commitment has been built up around two main pillars. The first one, partnership. From the very beginning of a project or a customer idea to build up a tire recycling plant, CM Shredder can offer advices, can offer expertise, will support any customer with their project from the very beginning until the lifespan of the equipment. Second pillar, reliability. CM Shredder is well known in the industry for an extremely robust and reliable equipment. But beyond that, what we are now building up is a strong reliability as a partner, to be in a position also to improve our presence globally and to become more and more expert in our industry to enhance the profitability of our customer. We're proud to say that each year 500 million tires are being recycled thanks to CM shredding equipment. Over the last 60 years, CM Shredder have sold more than 400 equipment in more than 28 countries, 5 continents. Taking the example of Europe, we have machines and systems in the UK, Ireland, France, Spain, Italy, Netherlands, Poland, Czech Republic, to only mention a few. Since the acquisition and the fact that CM Shredder is joining force with ShredTech, we have now become one of the largest global footprint of any shredding equipment manufacturing in the world. We have our headquarters in Cambridge, Ontario, in Canada. We have a factory in Florida, US, which is now complemented by our footprint, 60,000 square feet in Thailand, where Lars is sitting, and Bedford in the UK, where I'm talking to you right now. With this footprint, now CM Shredder is in a position to provide a closer relationship to our customer, with the region North America and South America being directly led by a North American team in Canada and in the US. Myself sitting in the UK, taking care of Europe, Middle East, and Africa. And finally, Lars sitting in Pattaya in Thailand, taking care of the Asia region, Australia, and all the Pacific Island. So what are the features of our equipment or system? And more important, what are the benefits to our customer in using our advanced technology? It can be from multi-stack, double-stack knife system, primary, secondary chipping shredder, our CM liberator, granulator and cracker mill system, all installation supervision, and finally, service and after sales. So let's jump right away into the heart of our technology. Here you can see our patented knife configuration, which have been designed really for a clean and consistent cut. You can see on the left with a different color code, a purple, orange, and a blue knife with a different size. Why different size? Because that enable our customer to take one knife, resharpen them, and reuse them. In that case, we're gonna use a purple, resharpen the purple knife, they will become orange, we will put them back and run it again. This patented knife configuration enable our customer to use up to 6 times knife. That reduce the cost, which is a major expense in any tire recycling facility, the expense of changing the knife by up to 40%. The second big benefit of this patented knife system is a clean cut rubber chip, which is being produced. Very limited exposed wire, which will reduce significantly any wear and tear you have with conveyor system or shaft. That is really a major benefit to all our customer. And it will increase, having this clean cut, will increase the value of the alternative fuel that you can produce. And finally, beyond the precision of this clean cut, it's a consistency that the knife system will enable a production of a defined size of chip and will maintain this size all over the life of the knife. Let's have a look on what it looks like in real life. I put two video aside. On the left side, you have our multi-stack configuration, and on the right side, a double stack configuration. When it's coming. So as you can see, on the left side, multi-stack configuration will be a configuration of knives, which is suitable for the production of 50mm TDF. We will be able to use them up to 3 times, coming from the purple one to the orange to the blue. On the right side, you have a configuration which is double stack, 2 knives putting together. You have one side of the shaft which is built with a middle central hook. to be used without any force feeding system will drag the tire inside the cutting chamber, and the other side with a normal double stack. So as you can see, once the knife is worn out, we will be able to take it out, resharpen it. Purple will become orange, orange will become blue, and the blue can be disposed for 3 usage of knife. On the right side, for the double stack, the advantage is actually double because knife are being used on one edge. When it's worn out, take it out, swap it around, bolt it again, and go again. This configuration in double stack can shred up to 10,000 tons of tire. Considering 6 use, the set of knife can produce shreds, reduce up to 6 million tire before being completely disposed of. All these knife configuration are being used in a different shredder. We have primary shredder, which is the workhorse of the industry, able to shred and reduce any kind of tire, from passenger, SUV tire, light commercial vehicle tire, truck tire, and light OTR. We can shred easily, as you can see on the video, tire up to 91 kilo without any force feeding system. The geometry and configuration of the knife system in the cutting chamber allow the shred in one pass of any of this tractor tire without any problem. We keep the clean cut quality, and we can have a production of rough shred with up to 30 tons per hour, which again is suitable for the highest demand that customer may have. In this one, we present with 2 drive system for a total of 250 horsepower. That is being used mainly for the production of TDA for any kind of tire, or often as a primary shredder before getting into a chipping shredder. A chipping shredder can be used with 2 different configurations, either right after a primary shredder or also to process whole passenger car tire. The main benefits are multiple. In that case, we have a DS 250 horsepower with an extremely limited footprint, which stay under 100 square meter. Ideal for customer with a limited footprint available, limited layout. This machine would fit perfectly and reduce whole tire into a 25, 50 or 100 millimeter tire chip with a clean cut and a consistent size. The production is also impressive with up to 25 tons per hour, which can even go beyond depending on the configuration of the classifier. In that case, and in the video, the classifier is stored underneath the cutting chamber for an optimized footprint and will allow all the oversized tire chip being shredded once to be recirculated into the cutting chamber another time until it reaches the desired size. Talking about the screening system and the classifier, this is often one of the equipment which is being underestimated. And it turns out to be often the bottleneck of the tire recycling line. Our patented screening technology offers 25 to 35 more efficiency. and manage to classify and to qualify the tire shred to the defined and requested size by your customer. We offer single deck, we offer double deck for a production up to 15 tons per hour for, on this example, a 25 millimeter tire chain. We have classified up to 50, 100 millimeter, really depending to the customer request. In that case, that's a high level of production of a 25 clean cut, consistent rubber chip, as you can see. A second big piece of technology from CM Shredder is driven by our Liberator system. The Liberator system will be used as stage 2, right after either a primary shredder or a combo primary and chipping shredder. What will be the purpose of this Liberator? Will be to extract the wire from the rubber chips. We're going to separate the steel wire and we're going to further reduce the rubber chip from 100, 150 millimeter down to a 15 up to 40, 44 millimeter wire-free rubber mulch. On the video, there is a combination Liberator plus zero waste system for an extra level of quality and purity in the steel wire. With such a combination, we can reach up to 98% clean steel wire. Here again, the benefits are multiple. Beyond reliability and the high level of quality of the machine, thanks to its patented serrated knife and the armored plate we have on our shaft to extend the knife life, the highlight is how CM Shredder focus on the maintenance and how to turn the maintenance as easy and as quick as possible. We understand that for this level, for this kind of machine, it requires a high level of maintenance due to the fact that we're going to grind the rubber, which is very abrasive material. CM have developed system, an independent hydraulic system to move the hopper, the screen, and the shaft easily to increase the time to maintain the machine and to turn the serviceability much easier for our customer. We can offer CM granulation fiber separation system, again, for customer willing to further reduce the rubber mulch into a 4 millimeter granule to be used on AstroTurf or Pyrolysis, horse arena, playground. We can offer the solution which can separate the fiber in one hand thanks to a dust collection system and further reduce the rubber and increase the purity of the rubber granulate thanks to a screening system. Finally, with a customer willing to go even down to powder, CM Shredder can provide a solution for that. With a CM dual drive cracker mill and screening system, CM Shredder is in a position to further reduce your rubber granulate and provide you a qualified rubber powder to the size which is also defined by the customer. In this example, we can see the different vibratory table that we may offer and the different high intensity screening system, which is going to calibrate and qualify the powder according to the need. Multiple options available. Here again, we have on the left side of the screen the high capacity automatic infeed, which can be bulk loaded for again an additional throughput and to maintain that the entire line is balanced. So on this one, up to 30 tons per hour with a very limited need of manpower to load the maximum size of tire. And on the right side, our steel wire cleaning system that I mentioned earlier in combination with our liberator, who gonna increase the quality of the steel which is being liberated. Out of the liberator, you have to see a quality of steel with more or less 80% steel, 20% rubber. With a steel wire cleaning system, you're gonna increase up to 98% clean steel wire, which can be further compacted, as you're gonna see on the video, in block of 20-25 kilo, and that will increase significantly the value of the steel. We estimate the difference between an 80% clean steel and 98% to a factor 2 or 3 more value in that. With all the different machinery that we saw as standalone, CM Shredder is also the solution for a full turnkey system. I presented the different equipment, and all of this equipment can be combined together and customized according to the customer needs. We can make primary by itself with a classifier, primary and shipping shredder, primary and liberator, granulator, zero waste system, or full line, 4 stages line, primary, liberator, granulator, and cracker mill. CM has a solution and is in the position to provide customer with a need with a turnkey solution. Here are a few examples. In that case, for the production of tire derived aggregate, 100 millimeter clean cut with one of our primary shredder with one drive, 250 horsepower, a classifying system, and then with the whole conveying system also being customized and provided by CM Shredder. Customer present us with a project, we define together a layout, and we provide the turnkey system for their need. A few benefits that we can see with a slidable hopper here, and also a customizable cutting chamber, where on one side of the cutting chamber, we're gonna put the central hook system to avoid having a force feeding, so any tire can get into the shaft. And on the other side, a clean double stack knife configuration, which gonna reshred the other size to produce a clean cut, consistent 100 millimeter rubber chip. Another system that we have in North America, which is combination also with the automatic infeed, which is bulk loaded again, a primary shredder to make sure that any kind of tire is being shredded, regardless of its size, regardless if it's passenger or truck tire, and then a chipping shredder, 400 horsepower on the right with a classifying system. And again, everything has been automized with variable frequency drive for each part of the turnkey system is talking to each other and making sure that the infeed is consistent and the output reaches the customer requirement. In that case, the demand was a 50 millimeter rubber chip, which is being produced with very high throughput. Granulation with fiber separation as well. Well, okay, nobody ran into a problem here. Yeah, that's it with the fiber again being separated. So for customer willing to go into a 4 millimeter granule, we need to take the wire out first with our liberator. We can clean up the wire thanks to a zero waste system, but then with our granulator, CM Shredder will be in a position to offer you the solution to separate the fiber in one hand and reduce further, qualify also the rubber granulate to the requested size. Here again, CM Shredder is in a position to offer the complete turnkey solution for an enhanced experience to our customer. As I mentioned earlier, from the very beginning of the customer idea, we can sit down with them, present them with a customized 3D solution, and define together with them a complete plant according to his specification, according to his layout restriction. We are in a position to align the layout together with him and make sure that he can see his future plant first in 3D before being implemented. All in all, as I mentioned, CM Shredder is a one-stop solution for turnkey system. Regardless if you need tire-derived fuel or rubber mulch for pyrolysis, or again, granulate for fill turf or textile to feed into cement kiln or even powder, CM Shredder can offer a solution for each stage. It can give you the best recommendation also to start with stage 1 and stage 2 and then complement it with stage 3 and stage 4. Again, as a reliable partner, you can count on CM Shredder to provide you with the best solution. Again, once the machine installed is not over, we consider this is a beginning. And the beginning with the installation supervision, making sure that you have CM experts flying over to your facility and to make sure that the commissioning is made perfectly and up to your expectation. And that also gives you a peace of mind that your entire turnkey system is being implemented and set up according to the best CM Shredder specification. The service center, now with the fact that ShredTech is joining force with CM Shredder, we can provide an enhanced experience in regards to service and after sales. Indeed, we are building up service technician in the 3 different regions to be available for on-site repair if needed, but to at least to have a much closer relationship as well with our customer in the relevant region. Also, we are building up spare parts warehouse, not only in the US, but also in the UK for Europe, Africa, and Middle East customer. And we will build a warehouse of spare parts in Pattaya, Thailand for all our customer in the Asia Pacific region. That is the enhanced experience that CM Shredder is providing you today and for the near future. Now let's finish this session with something which is the main focus of CM Shredder as well, is really to focus on the hidden cost. It's what I call the iceberg dilemma. Especially in the industry where we are in, recycling industry, especially with tire, which is highly abrasive, it turns out that the purchase of the equipment to shred, cut, reduce your end-of-life tire into a granulate can represent only 20% of the total cost. Indeed, that is only a visible cost on year one, just when you purchase the equipment. The majority of the cost will be on year 2, years 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, up to 10 years, whenever the lifespan of the equipment is. Indeed, as mentioned earlier, the spare parts replacement will be a major expense in your operational cost, as well as the emergency maintenance when a machine doesn't show to be reliable and have a breakdown on an unexpected time. Machine downtime, how long do you need to repair the machine, also will be taken into consideration to calculate all these hidden costs. And finally, a damaged reputation. There's nothing worse when you're not in a position to supply what you've promised to supply to your own customer. Here, often enough, customers are presented with two different options. And again, an option A, which might look pretty impressive in regards to the purchasing price, where obviously the investment on year one will be extremely reduced. However, the operational costs, which include the electricity consumption, the consumables, well, and the maintenance, will represent a significant and the biggest portion of the total cost over 10 years. The option B, however, can represent a higher investment on year one, but with a high level of technology and a clear focus on the running cost of our customer, a strong reduction of cost per tons of tire recycle. Up to 40%, taking into consideration a lifespan of 10 years, the saving can be extremely significant, with a total investment on 10 years, a total cost of ownership up to 40% cheaper. And that is a major focus of CM Shredder. Finally, as we wrap up, the major 3 takeaways I want to make sure everybody in the audience is living the session with these 3 messages very, very clear on that. With CM Shredder is now a global player in the industry. We have a global presence in the Americas, which been in Sarasota for 60 years, but has been now reinforced by the entire ShredTech team, and especially the well-known service network of ShredTech. One in Europe, with, again, the facility that we have here in the UK, which will be the central point for the EMEA region, and service competent and spare parts will definitely enhance the customer experience. And finally, in Asia Pacific, with Thailand, who will be able to better serve our customer all of Asia, Australia, and the Pacific Island. That's really one of the major takeaways. The second takeaway, turnkey system. Of course, CM Shredder is able to provide standalone equipment without any problem. Now, CM Shredder is in a position to provide full turnkey system, regardless if you need tire-derived fuel, regardless if you need granulate, rubber mulch, a feedstock for pyro, CM Shredder offer a turnkey solution to respond to your project. And finally, the low cost of ownership, with a big focus on the operational costs. CM Shredder is the solution to reduce significantly your cost per tons of material recycled. That's it from my side, Agustina, and the audience. Thank you very, very much for your attention. And myself and my colleagues, Mario and Lars, are here to respond to any question you may have.
Thank you very much, Cedric, for your great presentation. Very informative, very clear. I will now invite Mario and Lars to unmute their mics so we can start with the Q&A session. We already got some questions. So we will start in a minute with the session. Lars, I have just sent you the request to unmute yourself. And 1 sec, I will proceed the same way with Mario. Mario is already unmuted. Great. How are you both?
Good morning. Doing well, thank you.
Good evening. Thank you.
Okay, let's start with the questions then. When talking about the steel liberator system, we got a question. How much rubber in percentage is still left in the cleaned fiber fraction?
So that's going to be dependent on the type, the tire mix that you're actually putting in. We don't have very strong data on the fiber because it's just a market that we don't get into. If I would have to put a number to it, you're probably still looking at about somewhere about 5 to 10% on the actual fiber. But again, that will depend on the tire mix going in. If it's more truck tires, it could be less. If it's more passenger, where they're much higher fiber content, it's going to be more.
Thank you. Next question. From which size there is no more steel in chips granulates?
So you're going to be somewhere around the 4 millimeter. So right as they start to go into the granulator, that's where we get the final steel cleanup. So it's going to be somewhere around 4 to 9 millimeter in there.
Thank you. Do you have also a sorting system to identify tire brands and type?
Unfortunately, it's on our radar, but we do not have that at the moment.
Thank you. Next question. Do you provide an on-site spare inventory management?
Absolutely. We have both spares and maintenance programs that can be customized for any of our clients. So we try to make sure that that's one of the top priorities when running these machines. So we set up custom programs for all of our clients.
Great. How many tons of tires can be processed before the knives need replacement?
So again, it comes down to the tire mix. If it's going to be more truck, more OTR, these figures would go down in percentage from there. But speaking on a standard operation where you're looking at about 80% passenger to 20% truck, you're looking at anywhere between 3,000 to 3,500 tons before you have to resharpen those knives in a 50 millimeter TDF application. And you can resharpen those 3 times. So you're talking about somewhere around 10,000 tons through one set of knives. If you're talking about a TDA application, you're going to be quite higher because we can use the multi-stack, which Cedric presented. And in that case, you're able to actually get 6 uses out of each set of knives. Each one of those at about 10,000 tons. So to put that in perspective, you're looking at about through each resharpening, a million PTE, passenger tire equivalent. So through one set of knives, you're able to get 6 of those. That's 6 million passenger tire equivalent through one set of knives, which we believe is pretty good.
Thank you. Do you have a solution for cutting dumper truck tires?
A solution for what, I'm sorry?
Cutting dumper truck tires.
Let's see here.
Also, it would be good to hear a bit if you can elaborate on your solution to process OTRs.
Yeah, absolutely. So So yes, we can do on our standard primary shredder up to a 60 inch tire. We do have a mining tire system. It includes at the moment both the removal of the bead steel, an automatic system to be able to cut those into individual weight pieces, which are usually about 200 kilos, in order to get it into the primary shredder. But yes, we have a full turnkey solution for mining tires as well.
Thank you. Going back to a few questions you answered before, on the 15 to 44 millimeter strip fraction, what is the residual metal wire content?
So out of the Liberator, in that case, Agustina,
Okay.
we're gonna have 2-3% in weight, still in the rubber mulch. That's a maximum, which is actually authorized in the US to have the rubber mulch use on playground. So again, only 2% of steel still remain in this rubber mulch after the Liberator.
Yeah, and depending on the specifications of how much you need out, it's just a matter of throwing on additional systems for magnet systems. So we have up to 1% in some areas that require it for playground for kids' playgrounds. And so, with that being said, we can get as much of the steel as needed. But yeah, you're looking at about 2 to 3% directly out of the Liberator.
Thank you. How do you calculate the total cost of ownership of your systems?
Mario, if I may,
Yeah, absolutely.
on
Go ahead.
that, the total cost of ownership, as I mentioned on the slide, includes the capex, so the original investment that a customer will need funds really to start with the first purchase. But it will also include all the electricity costs that he will need over the lifespan of the equipment. It will also include the total cost of consumable. How many knives do you need to purchase? And how much does it cost? All of that will have to be included in the total cost of ownership. Maintenance, how long do I need to repair, to remove, and to put all new set of knife? How long do I spend? How long my machine is actually turned off in order to enable the maintenance team to do the maintenance? All that will need to be included in the total cost of ownership, and ideally funnel down into a number which is the cost per tons of tire being recycled. How much over the 10 years period does it cost me, and how many tons of tire can I recycle? And putting these two numbers together, having a very clear cost per tons to really get an understanding and have a fair comparison as well in regards to total cost of ownership.
Good. Thank you very much, Cedric. Next question. Why do I need clean cut rubber tips if I remove the steel wire anyways?
That's a good question. Here I see really two major reasons. The first one is the flexibility. Again, I was with customer over the past weeks, which wanted to keep flexibility of not only produce granulate, but to be in a position to produce clean cut alternative fuel. And in that case, the clean cast is a must have. Why? To make sure that the value of your TDF is as high as possible from, again, cement kiln or any application like that. And the clean cut is needed to make sure that it doesn't pollute the system. So keeping this flexibility is paramount, and this is where you need the clinker. The second reason I see is the wear and tear. If you have a rubber chips with appearing wire, it's gonna go in and wrap around your shafts. It's gonna go into your conveyor, gonna damage your conveyor belt, gonna damage your equipment, and you will increase significantly the wear and tear cost of the entire system just because you have this wire all over your rubber.
Okay, thank you very much. I think you already clarified that during your presentation, but to emphasize, we have one more question. What is the typical lifespan of your equipment, meaning the knives, the main shredder?
So listen, we have equipment. Again, I visited this year many of our European customer, and some customer had the machine running for 20 years. And some have changed their shaft, but even some have managed to maintain very well their equipment and did not require any change of entire shaft. Knife, of course, yeah, changing the knife, that is a must. But we have seen customer using our CM shredding equipment for 15, 20 years without any problem. These machines are really built to last. And I'm going back to what our GM in North America said. It is what sustainability is about as well, is to make sure that you manufacture a product which gonna last with wearing parts that you can resharpen. So that is really going towards the true sustainability of what we are all looking for today.
Thank you, Cedric. Next question, and probably the last one. Do you design your equipment to enable upgrades in design?
Mario,
Yeah.
you want to respond?
Yeah, absolutely. Yes. So we do. So all of our systems are modular. All of our systems are intended to be able to take software solution upgrades and just in essence, especially the turnkey systems, they're all fully modular and everything is able to be upgraded both digitally and of course mechanically.
Great. Thank you very much, Cedric, Mario, and Lars, for the presentation, for the Q&A session, and thank you everybody for taking part in this session. We would very much appreciate if you all could help us keep our service relevant by giving us your feedback. So we will send you a form with a few questions very soon, and also the presentation that was shown during the conference. If you want to learn more about these topics, please kindly note that we are issuing a tire recycling related newsletter once a month. Also in our Weibold Academy section, you will find a wide variety of articles that highlight the different aspects of managing this business. If you have any questions related to the webinar sessions, about Weibold, about CM, please do not hesitate to contact us directly. We would like to support you and discuss your specific needs. Thank you, everyone, and have a nice day.
Thank you, Agustina. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you all.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, everybody.
Bye-bye.